You and your friend were determined to excel in the upcoming exam on Friday to avoid summer classes. After a week of diligent studying, both of you felt confident that you had succeeded. However, when you received your grades, they turned out to be much lower than anticipated. The disappointment hit you hard, but your friend seemed unaffected by the outcome, leaving you wondering why you couldn't shake off the disappointment as easily as they did. This situation raises questions about whether you should attempt to adopt a positive perspective and whether it's even possible to control our emotions. The answer to the latter question is a resounding yes. There exist numerous strategies for managing our emotions, and one framework that helps us comprehend these techniques is known as the process model. Psychologists employ this model to identify where and how to intervene in the emotional process. The process consists of 4 steps. First, we encounter a situation, whether real or imagined, that captures our attention. Then, we evaluate or appraise the situation in terms of whether it supports or hampers our goals. Finally, this appraisal leads to changes in our emotions, thoughts, and behaviors, collectively known as an emotional response. Each step of this process presents an opportunity for conscious intervention to modify our emotions. The process model delineates various strategies that can be employed at each phase. To illustrate this, imagine being invited to a party where your least favorite ex and their new partner will also be present. Your initial strategy could involve avoiding the situation altogether by skipping the party. However, if you choose to attend, you can try modifying the situation by consciously opting not to interact with your ex. If that proves challenging, you might shift your attention by engaging in a game with your friends instead of fixating on your ex's new partner. Another option is to reevaluate your thoughts about the situation. After a thorough reappraisal, you may come to realize that you genuinely don't care about your ex's dating choices. If none of these strategies prove effective, you can always attempt to temper your emotional response afterward. However, this can be challenging, as many common methods, such as suppressing emotions or relying on recreational drugs, tend to result in long-term negative feelings and health concerns. More sustainable strategies include going for a long walk, practicing deep breathing exercises, or confiding in someone from your support system. While utilizing these strategies effectively requires practice, half the battle lies in developing the ability to recognize and reflect on your emotions and their underlying causes. Once you internalize the notion that you have the capacity to regulate your emotions, the process becomes much easier. The question arises as to whether one should employ these techniques to maintain a constant state of happiness. The answer depends on how you define a good mood. It may be tempting to believe that we should always strive to avoid sadness and frustration. However, emotions themselves are not inherently good or bad, they are helpful or unhelpful, depending on the context. For instance, if a friend shares the loss of a loved one with you, feeling and expressing sadness is not only appropriate but also enables you to empathize and provide support. On the other hand, while it is unhealthy to consistently ignore your emotions, it is perfectly reasonable to force a smile to navigate through a one-time annoyance. Messages about emotions often appear contradictory, with some urging us to remain positive at all times, while others advocate for accepting emotions as they arise. In reality, each individual must find their own balance. So, if the question is whether you should always strive to be happy, the answer is no. Studies indicate that individuals fixated on happiness often experience secondary negative emotions such as guilt, frustration over not feeling happier, and disappointment. However, this does not imply that you should let sadness or anger dominate your life. Strategies like reappraisal can assist you in reevaluating your thoughts about a situation, enabling you to accept your sadness and cultivate hope for a better future.